Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening based on wherever you're located in the world. Happy Easter also to everyone who's celebrating. Uh, Weekly market analysis, generally I do it on Sunday. Did not do it yesterday. The reason why is because today is also a holiday. If you go through the economic calendar, there is Easter in most part of the world, so it's highly unlikely that the market is going to move the way it does. Although there's quite a few news events on dollar during New York, but I'll probably not be looking at the markets today because it's coming from a holiday. It's a holiday in most part of the world, so it could move, it could not move. I'm not sure. And when I'm not sure, I'd rather stay away instead of wasting my time in front of the chart. So, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go through four currencies: dollar, yen, Aussie, and euro. Euro, Aussie, because we have RBA meeting minutes. I'm sorry. Euro, we have multiple CPIs coming out in euro. Although, what I've noticed over the period of time is that it generally does not move the markets as other CPIs with other currencies do. But uh, then, you never know what a major news event is probably going to do. So we'll have to see how it moves the markets and, you know, how the markets respond to these news events. That is what we base our trading around generally. And dollar and yen, of course, because you have OPEC meeting, and one of the most anticipated news of the month, the one that generally tends to make a lot of big movements, is coming out this Friday. That's NFP. Uh, and CAD 2. So let's do CAD 2. That's five currencies. Okay. The reason why I'm not doing all the currencies these days is because I've been fasting for the past 21 days and I'm so low on energy by now. Uh, I mean, I don't really feel like working, but then, work is working. You gotta work. So we'll do CAD 2. Okay. Euro, CAD, yen, Aussie, and dollar. So it's five currencies. It's gonna be a long video. I'm not gonna make multiple videos out of it. So be patient. Okay. Uh, and while I'm setting up the charts to go through them, there's something really important I want to bring your attention to. Uh, if you've been following the videos that we've been posting for, let's say, a couple of months now, I believe, you'd notice that last week. So today is April 1st. That's the beginning of a new month. Last week, I was not able to take a single trade. We posted just one video during the week on Thursday, probably Friday, about CAD GDP. But in general, I wasn't able to take a single trade. And that is what makes it so interesting. It's, for the past 2 months or so, while we've been posting, you'd see me taking three trades a week, four trades a week, five trades a week. But last week there wasn't a single trade, and that is what makes it so interesting and different from all the 9 to 5s and monotonous jobs that all of us have been through, are still going through, because every single day is going to be different from the previous day, and you gotta adjust accordingly. You gotta take actions accordingly. You gotta let your instinct kick in at times. You've got to be aware of when the news events are happening, when you should be away from the markets, when you should be involved in the markets, when the bigger players would be looking to trade, when you should be wanting to, be active to be able to follow the bigger players so that, you can do the job, and the job is to make money for yourself, right? Okay, so quickly let's go through dollars. Aussie dollar, as we discussed last Sunday too, Monday or Sunday, I'm not sure. This buyer, he's still holding. And if you take a look, if you compare uh, the momentum on, although it's coming down from, here, all this uptrend, and this could be the pullback, and then this could be the final say of the buy that, okay, I want to buy it, but let's see how many people are gonna get interested in the wrong side. And then, because as many people get interested in the wrong side, as much money the bigger player is going to make. It's going to be faster, it's going to go farther, depending on how many people have joined in on the wrong side. If you take a look at the momentum, if you compare the momentum, it took 1, 2, 3 days, go all the way up to there. And this is a really important piece that a lot of people, including me at times, forego in their trading. That is momentum. Momentum is one of the key factors that will always tell you what the market is trying to do. You know, it's at times there'll be fake outs, at times there'll be uh, liquidity grabs or whatever, but generally momentum will tell you what the market is trying to do. So if you take a look at these candles, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles instead of 3 candles to go all the way down to there, and then a massive buy again challenging the high, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days have passed by. You're still here. You have not gone through this. That means that something is wrong with the sellers, right? And for it to be a sell now, if we want to get in on Aussie dollar sell, I'm going to need to see the price go through this. Otherwise, it's a buy. But, you know, it's in a mess on the lower time frame. So on this time frame, let's say 240, the seller is still holding. What you would want to see is price go through this and then a pullback into this area for the continuation of buys. But my bias on this is a buy is coming on the chart. Okay. Euro dollar, more or less the same thing, although this has made a lower low. But what I want you to understand is all of this that started down there is the beginning of an uptrend that broke structure here, made a higher high, made a higher low, made a higher low. All from all of these lows, right? This is a higher low, although this is a lower high, and the momentum so far looks like that, the seller is in control, but all of this is an uptrend. All of this is an uptrend coming from all of this uptrend where uh, this specific part has turned people to the wrong side in the market. Although this is a very big time frame, so the things that we're talking about are going to take some time to set up. But even on the lower time frames, the seller is holding at the moment. What I would want to see, a definite buyer starts to come up and then pulls back for continuation of buys. The bias, although we've broken through this, but if you take a look at the recent price action, it's not basically looking like a sell. It was looking like a sell up in here, did not give entries, no entries here, no entries. So it basically, this is the lower low and then no lower low. And if this puts in a higher low and a higher high, then could range around and then go higher. So the bias on this is also that of a buy, although this looks like that seller is in control at the moment. But we'll see how things unfold. Pound dollar, same thing as the other $2 that we've talked about. So it's this buyer that's in control at the moment. You're still inside his playgrounds, and you on this chart, just like Aussie dollar, you were unable to go through this, right? Unable to go through this, and just trying to turn around at the moment. At the moment, it's just ranging, and it's been ranging for a very long time. And I'm not sure if I've mentioned this or not, but the longer the range, the bigger the movement that follows. So it's setting up for a big move. The direction we're going to have to figure out as the price action unfolds. But on the daily time frame, even on the weekly time frame, you are in a buyer's playground. So let's take a look at 240. 240, this seller, it's either this seller or this seller. I'd go with this seller. So price goes through this seller and then pulls back into here to continue to buy. My bias is that of a buy on this too. Again, if the price does not want to buy, it is going to show us that it does not want to buy, and it's the price action will tell us that it's not a buy. So far, if we stick to what we've learned, spending 5 years on the charts or 6 years on the charts, for now you're inside a buyer's. You're basically right where the buy began initially, and I talked about it in the last video too, last Sunday. So you're right where the buy began and went all the way to there. This buy, if it is to turn into a sell, it's going to have to go through this and then pull back to go lower. That seems highly unlikely at the moment. Okay, going through Kiwi dollar. Yeah, so this has been selling. I've been wanting to be in the sell from up in here. I did attempt to sell, made a little bit of money. took me out, and then just kept going and going. Has made lower lows. As it has made lower lows, this is still in a downtrend, so the buyer is nowhere to be found at the moment. But you never know. With the rest of the dollars, it could just, but it's going to take some time. So I'm not sure what this really wants to do because Kiwi seems to be pretty weak. Dollar Swiss franc, as we had discussed it, that it's going to continue to buy. Did continue to buy, did not give entries. Still looks like a buy, although the sell is coming in, but even on the daily time frame, this buy is holding. So the prices come into hereabouts, roll over to go higher. This looks like a buy. This does not look like a sell at the moment. So this is contradicting with the rest of the dollars that we've talked about so far. Probably not Kiwi dollar, but other dollars like Aussie dollar, Euro dollar, Pound dollar, Kiwi dollar and dollar Swiss franc look like dollar's going to be stronger in these. So mixed sentiment, right? Dollar CAD, not too sure what this wants to do, but it's coming from a support equals resistance. It's tried to go through multiple times. It has failed. It's just chopping down low now. I personally cannot buy it in here because of how messy it has been. I cannot sell it in here either because it's in a big range. For me to get in on the sell side, I'm going to need to see this buyer getting taken out, because according to my understanding, it's still this buyer that is holding, because I wouldn't consider this a higher high, wouldn't consider this a higher high, wouldn't consider this a lower low either. So probably this is the buyer that is holding, but CAD seems to be picking up strength. So we'll have to see how the price unfolds in the coming future. At this point in time, does not look very interesting. Dollar yen too, just ranging hereabouts. Does not look like it's gonna do anything anytime soon. But it has to, as we've discussed multiple times, it has to show us a new direction, either to the upside or to the downside, so that we can get in on either side. So I'm not really sure what this wants to do either. So about dollar, it's gonna be mixed sentiment. Not really sure what it wants to do at the moment, but although we have NFP coming in later during the week, so we'll have to see how the price action unfolds, especially at the day of the news event, right? Where the news initially takes a direction. That is what we're gonna try and get in on. Okay, moving forward, let's take a look at yens. Okay, so Kiwi yen, yen seems to be pretty weak, honestly. Kiwi yen is looking like it's coming into the buys from this uptrend. It's probably this buyer too, but all of this is an uptrend, so you're still inside an uptrend, and then a massive buy came in. Although the pullback was pretty strong and deep, it held. The reason why, okay, so according to my understanding, the reason why it's holding here is because people are getting in on the buy side, and tell me if that makes sense. People are getting in on the buy side with their stop losses right underneath this, and then this sell comes in to take out their stop losses. That is what I believe at the moment. Now, if the price action starts to show us different things, of course we'll start to act accordingly. But at this point in time, the price goes through this, any pullback is going to be for a buy to at least hereabouts, if not all the way. Okay, although Kiwi seems to be pretty weak, but even on Kiwi yen, it looks like a buy. CAD yen, I've been wanting to get in on this buy for a while now. Initially, I was looking for the sell side from all of this move, all of this move. This is a daily chart, so bear in mind that all of this is a lot of big moves, a lot of money. But then the things started to turn around. Wanted to get in around here, could not. Wanted to get in around here, could not. At the moment, I do not really think that you should or I should be getting in here for the buys, or even here for the sells, because it's a new buyer, right? And it's near the resistance too. So if you take a look at a lower time frame, yeah, it's been turning around. So I basically wanted to buy this too, and the targets are all the way up to here, but did not find an entry. Did share this in the community too, uh, but could not find an entry because Friday was a dead holiday, and then today, as the markets opened, it just shot up. Oh no, not today. Hold on. uh, where'd my period separators go on this? Okay, I don't have them on this. All right, so yeah, this was What's Sunday? Yeah, so as soon as the markets opened, it just went higher. I'll take a look on a different chart where my clock is set to UTC +5 according to my time. That's what's getting me confused. Hold on. Yeah, so UTC +5, CAD yen. Yeah, so this was basically when the markets opened today. Price just shot up. Otherwise, there was a nice trade in here. At this point in time, it's in a critical area. It's in a difficult area to choose where the price wants to go to. Although the bias is to the upside, I would want to see some nice trade set up here to go higher, or even if we go higher than this, a pull back into here about is going to be for a buy. Swiss franc yen. Swiss franc is pretty weak. Yen is pretty weak. So I think let's just skip this. Yeah, we'll skip this. Aussie yen looks like it's turning around for a buy. Daily time frame, you can see a clear new buyer made a higher high. The prices have pulled back. People have turned to the wrong side in the market, so it's probably hereabouts where you should look for buys on this. But again, we'll have to see. It's going to take some time. What we're talking about right now is a 240 chart. So it is going to take some time. But as soon as the prices start to turn around for good, because this is probably the last bit of sells, and it still probably wants to sell one more time and then roll over to go higher. But eventually it is going to go higher. Targets are going to be all the way up to there. It could do it with the RBA mini meetings, or it could wait for NFP, it could wait for anything, but it is setting up for a buy. So uh, pound yen too. Pound yen also is in a buyer's territory, buyer's playground on a higher time frame. Looks like it is trying to turn around. Take a look at 240. Probably this is the buyer that has come back now. It's just holding sideways now, as I've mentioned in this video initially, that the bigger the range, the bigger that move that follows is going to be. So fingers crossed to want to be in on this buy. So it's a massive buy that could set up around NFP. Who knows? We'll have to see what the price action shows us. But you cannot sell it because on the daily time frame you can clearly see it's a new higher high. We're looking for a new higher low now, if that makes sense. Okay. Uh, Dollar yen, not sure what it wants to do, so now going to take a look at it. Kiwi yen, we have already talked about. We already have talked about. So what we're gonna have to talk about is Euro yen. Yeah, same thing as pound yen, CAD yen, Aussie yen. New higher high on daily time frame. We're looking for a new higher low. People have turned to the sell side already. We need to see prices go through. Yeah, so as the prices go through this, range here for some time, go through this, pull back to continue to go higher. These are the targets, if not higher. Now, yeah, yen is done. Not going to talk about dollar yen because not sure what it really wants to do. But a weaker yen is what we're looking at, right? Aussie, gonna do a quick recap on Aussie, and then we'll do Euro, and then we'll do CAD. That is gonna be a long video. Okay, here we go. Aussie dollar, sorry, this is Aussie CAD. Okay, yeah, let's do Aussie CAD. So this buyer is still holding. It could turn around to continue to go higher. For this to turn into a sell, prices need to go through this and pull back to go lower low. Aussie Swiss franc looks like a massive uptrend has been going on. I've been interested in this buys from down here. Could not find an entry. Could not find an entry. I would want to see a little bit of more pullback on this though. Was watching to buy it from hereabouts too. Did not find an entry. I would want to see the price come into hereabouts, roll over, and then go higher. But the bias is that of a buy. Aussie yen we've already talked about. It's looking like it's setting up for a buy. We'll see how the price action unfolds in the coming days. Aussie New Zealand, never talk about it. Do not I'm never interested in this. So moving forward to Aussie dollar, already discussed this. This buy is still holding. Rollovers need to happen for the price to go higher. If it is to turn into a sell, of course we're gonna have to go through this, right? Okay, Euro Aussie, pretty interesting. Not interesting at all. I'm sorry, it's in a mess right now. This seller is holding, this buyer is probably holding, could range around. But for me to be interested on a trade, I'm gonna need to see the prices go through either this or this, right? So these are the two things that I might be interested in. That is gonna take some time. So moving forward, pound Aussie looks like it is turning around. You know, you can see uh, as the price came all the way up to here. So it's putting in higher highs and higher lows, and then no higher high, attempts a higher high, lower low, equal low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Could come up to go continue to down. But I personally, if I am going to be interested in this trade, I'm going to have to go see the prices go through this and then go lower. Okay, so we're gonna call this a video right now, and then we're gonna move forward to making another video that would be CAD and Euro, because it's already a 20 minutes video, and I don't wanna, you know, make these very long and boring. So let's talk about Euro and CAD in the next video. Cheers.